Hello guys and welcome to part 2 of the Yak-130. I just finished off doing the stuff for the Corsair this evening. You'll see that in the Corsair video because it'll be coming out first, then the Yak video. So basically what we're doing in this video is we're getting the scale details on the fuselage finished up before, let's say, how am I supposed to say this, before getting all of the spackle done, because if I do the spackle and then try to do scale detail, if I've gotten spackle here, it's hard to cut it out and everything, and the same with the laminating at the end. So first step to do here is get all of the scale details cut out. So I'm going to show you which ones we have. We have this huge thing, which is the blocker for the air intake here when this thing is taking off and landing, and these two openings here on both sides, and then the opening here right there for the APU starter unit. So yeah, so I'll get those cut out and then I'll talk more about what the functions of these things are. So let's get into doing that now. I finished all of the cutouts. I was quite nervous doing it because I mean it's not as nervous as I would be if I cutting into my Avanti, but this is, I don't want to ruin it, so yeah. But let's start from the back here. Here I'll just pop it out, the item. If I can get it out. So I'll probably enlarge the hole, but this is alright for now. So this here is the outtake for the APU here. So this is the APU, and there will also be a detail going into there. And basically what this is, these are the vents for it, which are the exit vents of the APU. And basically here, they're just sitting in there, and these will be opened slightly. So that's what this is. Those won't be a huge detail, but they will be opened slightly, not a lot, but slightly. You can go ahead and write APU on this. And then we can move on here. This here is the flap that moves down into the intake and closes the intake up. So this thing will be here and just simply moves like this. And then the intake will be blocked up like this, like so. I'll make a piece that fits it better, and that I'll make a piece, trace it, that is the exact diameter of this, and then we'll glue that piece, then we'll glue that piece onto here, so it just looks a lot better and is more accurate and has a better and tighter fit. But we're gonna have some type of rod going through here, and I have time to think about this because this is the video for next week. This week's video is Corsair video, so I've quite some time doing this. And then for here, for these ones, come on, why won't this work? So I've gotten these splitted up. So the midsection here will be out of plywood, because this will be the part that holds everything. This part will be out of plywood. This one, this is the midsection. goes right here. This will be the holding piece. I'll do this out of plywood. I'll try to find some. Yes, something. Probably something this thickness. I don't know, probably 0.5 centimeter thick. Pretty nice stiff plywood. Probably do it like this. Then I'll just cut out these. I've already done that on this side just to test it. So see, I just fixed them with the tape, but they're separated to 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these will be able to open pretty nicely casually, and they go in somehow like this. So at the end, yeah, this should be looking like, just trying to do this as good as possible for you guys. It's not very easy doing this, whatever. So they should open something like this at the end, of course with gaps, so they open nicely. So what I'm going to be doing still today night is the APU one, which is the one in the back. So I'll still be doing that tonight, and that's it for tonight. So the rest I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but tonight I'm only doing the APU things. Plus the APU ones are by far the easiest ones to make, and I still have to put a bit more thought into the other ones, so yeah. So yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and do the APU. So let's do that now. So guys, the vents are now finished, and basically all I did here, it was very simple. Of course I cut out the things already, and then I just cut them in little pieces and cut the underside away and made it about 0.5 centimeter thick. And what I did then is, hopefully you can see it, is I went ahead, made a Depron housing. I put one sheet of Depron here, one here, one here, and one there. Very thin Depron, and then basically after I did that, all of these 4 flap things were a very snug fit, and I was able to put them in there the same way they were if they would be closed. And then I marked where I cut. Right here you can see it, which would be the points where it would rotate in real life. And basically what I did then is I just snugly put them in there, and then I could adjust them because of course I didn't glue anything yet. Then I put a drop of pour everywhere and made sure and then after 5 minutes it was dried pour, but pour is hinge glue. So basically what it is the hinge glue on foam, so you can still move it. So I was still able to move them around, and when I was happy with that, that was my final position. I just mixed up some 5-minute epoxy and went over it, and now it's fully intact, and I love the way it looks. So next thing is what I'm going to be doing is getting this thing here actuated, and it will definitely be quite a challenge. I've not thought about yet how I'm going to do it. I did actually a bit, but I still have to think a lot. So this is going to be my actuating servo. These are very, very small, 1 kilograms of torque Savox servos. Savox, I love Savox, the brands I go for with servos. Savox servos and the Hef servos I've gotten inside of my Avanti, and otherwise on every other plane I've gotten Savox. So everything that isn't a standard size servo, because the Hef servos they only exist in standard size. If there is no standard size servo, if I'm using a servo, that's not standard sized, I'll use Savox servos. We're gonna use loads of these little servos, I think even smaller ones, on the doors of my Corsair. It will be in the back gear doors. There will be 2 for the front gear doors for the mains. there will be 4 of these servos. I'm gonna use these servos a lot. But basically, I'm gonna check in with you halfway, because this is experimental, of course. It's nothing I have to do according after plan. It's just me figuring out. So I'm probably gonna take this servo and mount it right here. And then the servo, of course, it will be mounted straight into here. But the servo arm will be able to move. And then I'll attach the servo arms. They're carbon servo arms from Xtron. The servo arm will be inserted, glued in on the side. And then the, how's it called? The servo arm basically is something like this. The servo down there. And the servo arm will connect here. And this will be able to move up and down. Something like that probably, but yeah, I have to get to figuring out, so probably see you when I'm halfway done with it, so see you then. So guys, I'm about halfway done with the right flap sort of thing, and it's a bit messy here right now because I'm just testing out a few things, trying to see where I can put the receiver later, and testing with the batteries just where everything can go, because all of this is kind of in that area and I have to know where to route the cables. So the way I went with, originally I told you I wanted to have the servo mounted right in here and have a kind of system where the servo is mounted right here, and this servo would like interact with this like that. But that didn't end up working. As you can see, I cut out this little square here, which was this piece, and as soon as I recognized that didn't work, I also cut out this piece, and this is the whole hatch now with the cut out here for the space for the servo arm and everything. And this cover will probably just go in here, and one screw will go through the face right there, so one screw through here holding this against that, and then for this part there will be double-sided tape holding it onto the servo. And servo wise, what I did there, extremely simple. So first of all, what I did is I added this piece of Depron. What I did with that is basically I just held the Depron, this for the left side, I already did it up, held the Depron like this against the intake, and then through the opening up top I traced from the inside, as you can see here, the intake covering out. So that's all I did there, very simple. Then just glued this piece on with Uupor while the flap was down, so it was nice and snug. And what I did from there is I kind of spaced out here. I did a few marks where the servo arm would go, and then I glued in the carbon arms. So where are they? Here. So these Xtron carbon arms worked really well, and basically that carbon arm is just glued here into the side of the whole flap. And then what I did afterwards is I did a bunch of testing with the servo and everything, how it would work the best. So basically this is how it comes down at the end, and this is max travel. So as soon as it's like this here is perfectly flush with the front side down there, and this is about up. And basically what I did for that is I made sure everything works, and then I went ahead and glued and I screwed the servo arm onto the carbon arm, but to make sure it will never go anywhere, I also went over it with epoxy, but I didn't go fully, so I was just still able to adjust it. And now I have to go over and do it fully, cover it with epoxy, so it's nice and nothing could ever go wrong. So I ended up going with these high-tech servos because I wanted to first just use them to test it, and later on when we do the actual put the mini Salvex in it. But these just are lighter and they'll do the job. They're, I think, 1 kilogram. They used to be for the vector system of a fun jet. They're more than enough, and this all sits nice in there. Let me show you. It's not finalized yet, so because I told you I will check in with you halfway, so it's not finalized yet. I still have to squeeze the servo in there and adjust it with height a bit, so it fits pretty good. But this is what it looks like right now in here. And now if I'll hold the servo and put the flap down, then it looks like this from down there. Of course I still have to cover these holes here, and it looks like this up there. Works very well. I like the way it looks there. And then to get back up again, same concept basically, just comes back up, and it works really well. I haven't had any problems with it yet. So next thing I'll do is probably get everything cleaned up, get away, maybe fix the cover in completely and just leave it like that, or I'll just find a way to be able to access the servo again. Probably just stick the servo down with some really heavy duty double-sided tape, because that'd be way more than enough, and then I'll put another stripe of double-sided tape on this half, and then it will just be locked in completely, and I don't think it really needs any more, but that will be probably. But the first thing I have to do next is get the fuselage glued back together, because as you can see here, all of these things, they're all loose here, and because of all the tough landings, basically as soon as I cut out this piece here, this all here separated, so the joiner of the fuselage basically all went apart. And yeah, so with that said, let's go ahead and do that now. So guys, I got the right side finally finished. It took me around 2 days to get this done, because it just was a lot of figuring out. I'll probably get the second side still done this evening, but this took me so much figuring out to do. So basically, first I wanted to install a servo here, like I told you, have some linkage going here, that's why those two marks are here. But that eventually didn't work out, because it would like twist kind of, and this geometry just wouldn't work out at all. And that's why I didn't do that. And then I went to my old plan where I had the servo in here, which is where it is right now. And there's a linkage on that thing. and everything works beautifully. As you can see, it operates on my gear switch because these come down when the gear comes down. And as you can see in here, this is the horn. Then you have focus. Then you have the servo arm right there, glued onto the horn, and then back there you have the actual servo. And this here is just the cover. It has two pieces of double-sided tape. One piece of double-sided tape is on top of this block up there, and one is on the servo, and the servo is also fastened down with double-sided tape. The reason this double-sided tape is here because the servo wire, just showing you, has to go on there like just somehow, something like this, the servo wires to get on there. So that's why that is like this. But otherwise, all of it is looking beautifully. Show you the perspective from there. Looking just like the real thing. I love it. I love it. It's looking great. So up here you can see the inlet. Opens like on the real one. Also nice and flush. Works real nice. I'll show you this perspective. I hope I'm not too shaky. So this is half and this is full. So works really nice. I still have to do some cleanup around here, because this here right now has some side to side play inside here. Down position it doesn't. But of course there's side to side play. It doesn't have any play up down, but side to side play is because it's only one hinge here and there's no hinging mechanism, so that's why that is. But so that doesn't happen there. It wouldn't be a big drama because it doesn't make any force on the actual servo. It's literally just a carbon arm having a bit of play exactly there where joins the, how's it called, where it joins the plastic horn. So that's absolutely no problem, but I'm going to eliminate any play by just putting some spackle here, and then I'll put it so I can still see a line here, like a panel line, and then I'll cut around that panel type panel line, and then there won't be any play side to side anymore. But also play like this is pretty irrelevant. It really doesn't matter if there's some little play like this in the system, but anyways, perfect is better. So yeah, and I definitely have to do something about this. Okay, this doesn't properly stick, but as you can see here, yeah, I have to put a piece of double-sided tape on here too. As you can see here, piece of double-sided tape on the servo, and some there, and this sticks properly. I just have to put some on this actual piece too, and then that will be perfect. But here you can have a better view of the servo. And yeah, that's it for this side, and now I'm going to go ahead and do this side. So let's do that now. So guys, they're finally finished. I'm very happy about the result. This one is finalized. It's nice and clean around the corners. This one is the first one I made. This one of course has a lot more play also in the system here, because I just had to add loads of double-sided tape to get this to work somehow. And on this one I could just use the one block and everything worked out flush. So I'll end up gluing the servos with the pour, though it's removable, so that's why I'm doing it with this. As you can see here, there's still quite some cleanup required. I'm going to go over with spackle one more time on this, and you can see the servo on here is wiggling quite a bit and jiggling. On this one it's nice and tight. This is only as played down, but that's because servo isn't quite as tough. But I'm going to glue both in, so there's absolutely zero play anymore. And next thing we're going to do is try to figure out these guys here. So I'm gonna start with one of them, with this side probably, and halfway through, or if I find a complete struggle, I'll record for you guys and show you where I'm at or something like that. So let's do that now. So guys, I gotten these flaps done up here now. They work pretty well, so they rotate like this. They'll be all 90 degrees. So the middle sector, I switched it out for a piece of plywood. And then basically, I glued the wooden stick onto the panels here on the back, on each panel. There's one wooden stick going for both, and the wooden stick, I drilled holes for it here in the wood. And it rotates freely and nicely all over there. And basically this works really nice when it's in the fuselage. Wait, let me show you. I won't get it in there nicely now because I only have one hand to show you. But I can get it somehow in there. There's a lot of space I still have to take care of, like that Depron piece there that wasn't glued in yet. So basically this is that right now. I still have to get the spacing here correct. I messed that up. Still have to get a few things done up. This piece goes in here. So this is what it looks like right now. This can rotate already. So we'll rotate around like that. And that one like that, like that, like that. So that's what it's going to look like. Looks really nice in perspective with the whole system. Look at that, looking beautiful and gorgeous with the whole system. Looks really nice. Now I only have to try to figure out how I'm going to get all of this stuff hinged. So they all kind of come together real nicely. Definitely quite some touch-up work to do, but it works quite well right now. Definitely there is some touch-up work to do, but it works well for now. So yeah, that's what it is. We're on the other side, of course, it's gonna be way better, but for now we just have to get it working, and as soon as it works we can make it look beautiful. So let's do that now. So guys, this is it for this video. I know we maybe in your opinion didn't get that much accomplished, but I really worked the whole week and tried to get as much done as possible. So on this side I somehow now only got to the part where I'm right now trying to fit it and get all of the gaps filled and everything here. But as soon as you flip it open, it works quite well. So, just a second. I have to change the mechanism because the mechanism could work better. That one doesn't work quite as well as I would expect it to work. So I'm probably still gonna change that, but I like the way it looks right now. This front things go down, and this is just what I accomplished in the 1 week time span. Sorry for that. And yeah, so from now on I'm not going to be building this plane anymore. we're going to be continuing with this plane in the summer, because I don't like if the Corsair stands around like that, and I still have to do a few minor things on the Avanti, get the touch-ups done and stuff like that. And I'm also going to do that for that's the next video you're going to get, the few touch-ups I have to make. And then I'm going to get the Corsair finished with primer. There are a few scale details we have to get done on the Corsair, and I want to get the Corsair done to fly in the summer. And after that, during the summer, this will be our project. Probably take us like half of the summer. I'm planning to about 6.5, maybe 5 videos on it, so 5 weeks. And then we're going to start with the make project. We're going to get this thing looking beautiful again. So yeah, that's the plan. Otherwise said, with that said, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button so we can reach 500 subscribers until the end of the year. I'd love to have that. It would really make my day if that can happen until 2025. And that said, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button, and hit that bell if you want to get notified on new videos on the Avanti, Yak or Corsair. And I'll see you in the next one.